So today we are using chess pieces to score lots of points and win lots of tournaments. We go against our first opponent here that requires us to get 2 points to win. But after the pawns that we have on the board synergize, then we actually end up with 4 points. We win the round and move on, getting a little bit of money, which we can spend on some things in the shop. Although not pieces though, because we're kind of limited on that right now. But this card looks interesting. King score plus 1 square wider. Well, we don't have a king now, although we could promote a piece by 1, or use this to gain 2 random pieces. Why don't we sell the pawns that we started with and then get this to see what we end up with? A pawn and a knight. These do not go well together at all. Although we can promote the pawn, which actually, let's see. The knight, what would be above a knight? A bishop maybe? Either way, I think the best one to promote is the pawn, which becomes another knight. So those can synergize each other. And then we don't really need to worry about that card as we move on to the next round, where we could fight a normal opponent or the smooth, which disables modified squares. That's really no problem at all. Plus we gain a knight as a bonus. That'll be good. And after all these 3 synergize each other, we should be able to beat the score pretty easily. Although they're only synergizing with 2 of them at a time. But either way, that should work out. 4 there, 4 there. Lots of 4s, a 6. So we get a final score of 14. Easy. More money. And we get to keep the knight that is summoned. Especially because the pieces here count went up. Ooh, both of these seem really good. Pieces on the edge of the board score for +4, or knights on the edge of the board score other pieces for 3 times. I like this. So that card will kick in, and then let's just reorient the knights here. So these 2 will score this one for a lot more. And we actually could still get this one. Beautiful, a crop circle. You like some aliens with your chess game? But either way, that should be good as we move into the grand final of this tournament. The fairy disables 20 random squares, but only requires a score of 6. And of course, all the squares that are disabled are the ones that my knights are on. Go figure. Well, either way, we can just move those around. I wonder if the corner counts as 2 edges. Maybe not, but we can still score this. The ×3 kicks in, so those knights are getting a lot more points. This knight here is worth 42 just by himself. 58 for a final score. That was beautiful. And we can get another piece. Or these coins, make a piece gold, modify 2 random squares, make a piece amethyst. Is it amethyst or amethyst?
Amethyst.
But either way, I do like this white pawn here because that one has a plus formation for synergies, so it can stay on the edge of the board and gain even more points. And then since this knight is scored a lot, let's make it gold, so we have a chance to earn more money if it scores. And then we move on to the next tournament. Quarterfinal, we fight an 8-score opponent. That's easy. And the pawn here being on the edge of the board should get us quite a bit more points. Or it just doesn't do anything. I guess white pieces don't synergize with black pieces. It's almost like they're opponents or something. Ooh, but you look good. Pieces on light squares are scored for +2. And of course, the shop has more white pawns that I guess we could do together. Have 2 different synergies going on. Although we can't buy any more pieces either. Let's get this light square card. Let's promote you so you're a little bit more worthwhile. Hey, it became a black knight. That is actually perfect. Although, where can we put it? It can go here to synergize this one even more. This is working out pretty well. I wasn't expecting the pawn to flip sides there. And we earn enough points we can easily disable this moose. And when I say disable, I mean beat, because he disables squares. Plus, we get another knight. Although we're kind of out of edge spaces for this knight to be worthwhile. So I guess you could just hang out there, because you also get the spotlight. Now, the question is it worth more to have this knight on the edge of the board, or have it here so it continues to synergize this golden one? It does put it on the light square as well, so I think it might be worth more here. Either way, we earn pretty much enough without it, so we could just see how much it scores being here before we do anything else. And of course, the more pieces we add, the longer this process becomes. But that is a 134 golden knight there. Wow! I think that answers that question. Ooh, and making a piece emerald gives it +5 base score. That is very based. I almost feel bad for this kitty, although you do destroy a random piece. Hopefully it's not the gold one. No, it's the corner one there. Okay, you know what? That's fine. We have another knight to replace him. So this should score pretty well. It's getting pretty plentiful. Still 134 on the center one. So that's very easy to do. Okay, another shop. This one looks interesting. If there's at least one piece of each rank, all pieces score for more. Okay, we only have one rank right now, so that's not gonna help. We can get another piece. We can make a square amethyst. That seems like a fun time for the Golden Knight. I wonder if we can get this one to break 1,000 at this rate. I think we can start setting up white synergies. So let's get 2 white pawns so those 2 can go together. And then put you 2 on the edge of the board to make sure you get that one. And the spotlight should still work good. So we go to the next round. Okay, 30. A bit of a jump, but also the moose is 90. We are easily crushing this. And then hopefully these little white pawns pull their weight, even though they're kind of being carried right now. So that's a lot of score down there. And then those 2 go, light square pieces and whatnot. So those 2 get 8 and 6 apiece, which is a still good amount. Ooh, more cards. Modified pieces are scored for +4. I like that. Pieces score lower ranked pieces for +4. And modified pieces score each other for 1.5. This seems like much better because of the Golden Knights and the Emerald Knights that we have next to each other. Now, what does this bear do? All pieces are disabled until one piece is sold. Well, that's annoying, but the next coin in the shop is gold and free. You know what? Pawns are meant to be sacrificed anyway, so we sell you. Now we can do everything else. Now, hopefully the gold coin that we get in the shop is something that's gonna be worthwhile. Hey, and the things kicked in, so it got scored more. And earned a little bit of money. 348 maximum score. I love it. Oh, and of course, the shop doesn't give us coins, just cards. I suppose we could re-roll to get a coin. Pawns next to higher ranked pieces are scored for +4. That could be good. Gain $4 at the end of the round. Destroy the piece in the top left corner and gain 0.1 times to the final score. That seems like a lot of work to make good. Although I do like this red carpet, we can make use of that. Put you here because the cards activate left to right, and then pawn can go up here for a little bit. Reroll. There's a coin. Used to increase the rank of a piece by +3. Oh, never mind, little pawn. Go ahead and get that. It's a rook. And does it score all of those pieces? All these squares? Wow, I like the sound of this. Okay, grand final, disable modified squares. We might need to move this guy then. Not that we really need the modified square there. We just move everything to a different corner, and then the rook can hit the knights and this golden knight here. Easy enough. Sadly, we just don't get the red carpet treatment, but we do get everything else. And has the rook even done anything yet? I don't know if it has, but this is getting pretty good. 363 score there, 432. Beautiful. Ooh, pawns without neighbors multiply the final score by 1.5. Could be good. Knights next to queens. We don't have any of those yet, and we don't have any more pawns either. Well, that's an easy correction. Although we don't have money to actually get another one. Well, we can get that the next round. We need 100 points here. Easy. Although we should keep this one in mind. Disables pieces until a card is sold. I have a pretty good contender for what card to do there. And we're still not even using all the piece spaces that we have access to. And it's real. Oh, it's actually a weaker score that time. We just barely got it. I guess we are relying on chance quite a bit here. Okay, here we can get a pawn. And I think multiplying the final score by 1.5 is gonna be better. So we'll just get a white one and put you here. No neighbors. We get another one to do that as well. Or we could also make a square light. That would help the rook here. Or also this knight. Oh wait, you're in the wrong spot. No wonder that wasn't working. I am a fool. Although the light square bonus is only +2. Is it really worth that money? I think the pawns without neighbors one is better, so let's put you here. Now, what does a tiger do? Pieces with more than 2 neighbors become disabled. Well, the maximum is 2 neighbors, so we are good there. Modify random squares here. A ruby randomizes, and then you score for more. Don't really want to randomize a pawn yet. Let's score this round first. Now we should be able to get the score that we were getting previously. And it's getting the 1.5 times as well, so that's extra good. And the 1.5 is kicking in a whole bunch of places. Plus the pawns are gonna kick in at the very end. There we go, 210, 630, 945? 2,300 final score. Oh, we're doing so good here. Oh, rooks in the corner are scored for ×2. That would be so good. But the pawns on the edge of the board are still doing the best thing for us. Although the rook could go down here and score this entire row of pawns plus the knights. I think that's better. So we can still get this card. Oh, we're actually out of room. Okay, you know what? We're not using the red carpet, so we can sell that and then get this. Just have to make sure the order is all situated. And then we could get another pawn. Yeah, let's do that. Put you here. So we're just lining the edge of the board like this. Oh man, the score is gonna get crazy. We only need 300 here. but we also need to sell a card. And I just sold the one that I was gonna do anyway. You contribute the least, so we'll get rid of you. But I think we can still keep this layout. The multipliers seem to be a lot better than the flat number if we had to pick between them. The score is 300 to beat. The rook is getting all the things, although nothing's scoring the rook, which I guess is an oversight. But the final pawn multipliers at the end, oh, carried us. Wow. Okay, the rook definitely needs neighbors. Or every piece counts as having no neighbors. That is huge. Wow. What a perfect moment for that. And we can still get more pieces. So we can squish these pawns together, and then you can go there, I guess, to score the rook. Although, is that really the best we can do for the rook? It might be. It was synergizing with these, so I don't know why the pawns couldn't synergize with the knights. Although this pawn here should help these knights better, and then more edges of the board like this. Plus more for the rook to do. I think that should help. And then still no neighbors. We're getting a lot of 1.5s. With 4 pawns, that's a times 6, if my math is right. This is tournament 5 out of 6, and the final score here is... Oh, you spawn 5 red knights and then we lose score. So we really gotta overshoot this, but we can handle this one for right now. But I think we can also sacrifice a pawn to promote it. See how it goes there? Oh, it just, nothing happens. Amazing. But now the pawn is helping the knights here, which is increasing their score very nicely. And then we completely forgot about enhancing the rook here, I think. But we still do good. Plus all of the 1.5s from the pawns. That was beautiful. Still not the highest score that we've gotten though. Rooks score each other for +8. If only we had another one. And we're also out of cards. I would rather re-roll. Gold pieces and squares have a 100% chance to trigger. We only have one right now though. Ooh, the empty space for pieces without neighbors. And this island is big for that. Should we sell the lighthouse? I think we sell the lighthouse because the rook isn't really getting any good things there. And then the empty space, which is just a giant hole in the card. Wonder what happened there. And we can get one more piece on the board too, but I wish it was something more than pawns. Even though they do good. We'll get a white one and put it here. Okay, the kitty destroys a random piece. It's a little risky. Modify 2 random squares. I don't think we need that. Let's just not chance it. So you randomize to a black pawn. At least you're still a pawn. So now we have 5 pawns for a 7.5 multiplier at the end. This is getting ridiculous, but I like it. Lots of score happening. Although I wish the 1.5 from the amethyst tile here would kick in more often. At least the rook is doing good things here. And then all the no neighbor additives because of the blank space or the empty space is kicking in too. This is getting crazy. So before multiplying, it's 600 points, and then afterwards, it's 4,600. Oh, goodness. That last tournament better be like major increase to the number for it to even be a challenge. And we don't have any kings. We could get another knight. Make another square amethyst though. Why not both? Or you know what, just get another pawn right over here to hit these 2 pieces. And then you know what, just move the pawn over here. Don't really want to randomize anymore. 960, that's cute. We just have to wonder about where the red knights are gonna spawn. And they're spawning in kind of awkward spots, so they don't really conflict with anything. But it is also all other pieces, losing 10%. But the pawn multiplication at the end should save us. And yep, there it went there. All of them losing score, but I guess it happens one thing at a time, which isn't so bad. Although it's still a little hard to keep track of where things are, or what they're currently scoring. I think they're about to be done, but there's just a lot of pawns stacked in the corner. Okay, so they disappear. We add up the final score, which 525. And the final score, because of the pawns, beat it entirely. 5,900. We're getting better at this. Ooh, and there's a gold coin there. Used to create a copy of a piece. Ooh, we could copy the golden knight. Let's do it. Create you, slap you up here instead. You can go down there. Although knights work better on the edge of the board. So let's swap you 2 around. You go there, and then you can go there. Then you go up there, maybe. Swap you 2 around. That should work better. Pawns gain +4 at the start of the round. I wish we had more card spaces. Either way, we're doing really good here. Final score, 3,000. And you disable 20 random squares. So we'll need to finagle a little bit there. And then you spawn bishops, which just steal money. But that's fine. Everything else out of this works beautifully. And now the 1.5 is kicking in from the amethyst tile. I really want our base score to beat this. But we also have a lot of pawns that we don't really need to worry about it either. We just have to endure the long process of scoring everything, but hey, it's earning money. And then we go down to the bottom corner where everything is, which the pawn right here just earned 27, and so did this one. So it's already getting kind of crazy, and there's another coin there. 96 from this one pawn? Wow. The base score almost beat the score to win. That is crazy. We got 11,000 there. Oh, the weather report. Pieces in the corner trigger again at the end of the round. Wow. Ooh, but there's a king. You got to be worth a lot of points. Okay, let's sell a pawn. Maybe you or you at the end. Get the king in here. We have a king now that can be surrounded by all sorts of pieces. And yeah, we can beat the rat with the scores that we're getting. You modify a random piece and that made the pawn here golden. Very nice. Okay, so the bishops go there and then we lose money if they score, which is fine, really. Even though they don't actually hit a lot of pieces. There is enough that we're gonna lose money anyway, but that's fine. I'm not really sure how we could expand off of this at this rate. This is going to be a very expensive chess set, but it's also the best kind, and the king is synergizing with a lot of pieces now. But these two knights up here are the big winners right now. Actually, the pawn here got up to 135 on its own. Base score, 1100. And then after everything, it's really no biggie. We only earned 8,000 points there, but that should be fine. I think we just need to get more coins, not worry about the cards anymore. Making a square emerald, rank up a piece. Can we rank up the king? I really wonder what that does, but let's make the king square +5, and then can we promote the king? It just became another king? It just became the king again. Hail to the king, I guess. But 3,000 points? Easy enough. We just have to keep in mind the disabled squares, which sadly messes up this corner again. We should be able to move things down here, though. But now they can start to help the pieces down here, which is good news. And you're a black pawn, and then the rook and whatnot is disabled too, but we don't have to worry about that because it's not in a corner anymore. I think ultimately we don't have to worry too much. It's just weird figuring out the disabled squares. And for the rook to do the most, you need to go here, and then you can go there easy enough. So we still get to use all the pieces, and that should mean a really good final score. I really hope the synergies kick in, but we're also off of the amethyst, so we don't get that anymore. But ultimately, it shouldn't matter too much. I don't think we're gonna beat that 11,000 score, but we're still gonna get good enough to win this, even though we didn't get all the pieces that we could have. But the king here is earning a lot of points, and so are the knights. And then before final score, it's, ooh, not even 1,000, but thankfully all the pawns synergize. And we get 6,500 points. Not our highest score, but it's enough to win. We beat all 6 tournaments that are in the demo. And we could continue further in the full game, so you guys will have to let me know if you want to see that in Tabulo. This is an L, check the Steam page. But we don't take L's. Not today anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Sub to Intern. And I would like to thank the channel members, including Bread, Corby Farm, Dakota, Donamoto, Deviant X, Ancient Elixir, Matthew, Haple Harold, Peggy Sue, Drupalong, Lily Bites, The Miner Within, DeGarity, Sands, V, Killer Squad, Mousy Mouse, Nicholas, Igor Shradi, McKenna Chan, and Liam.